Almost every city has a moment, very late at night, when the energy of the day finally dissolves, and the streets begin to feel unfamiliar, as though the place we know so well has quietly transformed into something distant and strange. The traffic disappears. Shop signs go dark. Apartment windows switch off, one by one, and the steady rhythm of human life fades into a low, empty silence. It is not quite night and not quite morning. It is an in-between hour, a suspended hour, the kind of time when even your own footsteps sound louder than they should. It is during this fragile moment that Edward Hopper chooses to place us, not in the middle of a crowd, not inside a busy street, but alone, standing outside, watching. In 1942, he painted a simple scene, a small diner on a corner, glowing against the darkness, and somehow turned it into one of the most haunting images in modern art. The painting is called Nighthawks. At first glance, the image seems ordinary. A late-night restaurant, a few customers, a quiet street. There's no action, no dramatic event, no clear narrative. Nothing explodes, nothing moves, no one speaks. Yet the longer we look, the more we begin to feel that something heavier is taking place. Not physically, but emotionally. Because this painting doesn't tell a story in the traditional sense. Instead, it creates a mood, a slow, creeping feeling of isolation. The kind of loneliness that doesn't shout, but whispers and lingers. Inside the diner sit four figures. The first one we notice is the man closest to us. He sits alone at the counter, his back turned completely toward the viewer. His shoulders slope forward slightly. His hat hides his face. We cannot see his expression. We cannot read his thoughts. Hopper gives us almost nothing. And because of this, he becomes anonymous. He could be anyone. In many ways, this figure feels like a mirror of us. Just like him, we are also facing inward, watching quietly, disconnected from the rest. He becomes less of a character and more of a symbol of the solitary city dweller, present yet invisible. Further inside, under the harsh fluorescent light, a man and a woman sit side by side. At first, they appear close. Their shoulders almost touch. They share the same space at the counter. But the longer we look, the more distant they feel. They are not talking. They are not smiling. They are not even looking at each other. The man stares forward, lost somewhere inside his own thoughts, holding an unlit cigarette between his fingers, as though time has simply stopped. The woman, wearing a striking red dress, gazes downward at the counter. Her posture feels quiet, withdrawn, almost fragile. Their hands rest near each other, so close they almost meet, but not quite. That tiny gap between their fingers becomes one of the most powerful details in the entire painting, because it suggests hesitation, uncertainty, emotional distance. They are together, yet profoundly alone. Hopper never explains who they are, and he never needs to. The silence between them speaks louder than any dialogue could. Behind the counter stands the waiter, dressed in white, leaning slightly forward, frozen mid-gesture. He appears attentive, yet detached, working, yet not truly connected to anyone. Even his presence feels mechanical, routine, as though he has repeated this same motion hundreds of times before. No one speaks to him. No one acknowledges him. He exists in the same space as the others, yet he too seems isolated. And suddenly, we realize something. This is not a group of people sharing a moment. This is four separate individuals occupying the same room while living completely separate emotional lives. If we step back and observe the composition, we begin to notice how carefully structured everything is. Nothing is random. The long counter forms a sharp triangular shape that pulls our eyes deep into the scene. The windows stretch horizontally like a wall of glass. The sidewalk angles away into darkness. Everything is clean, precise, geometric. There is no clutter, no trash, no signs of chaos. The city looks almost too perfect, too controlled. This strong architectural order contrasts with the emotional emptiness of the figures. The world feels organized, but the people feel lost within it. It's as if modern life has built beautiful spaces, but forgotten how to make them human. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about this painting is something we cannot see at all: sound, or rather, the absence of it. There is no conversation, no laughter, no clinking cups, no passing cars. The silence feels thick, heavy, almost physical, as though the air itself has weight. Hopper somehow paints silence so convincingly that we can almost hear it. And in that silence, every small gesture feels amplified. A glance, a cigarette, a hand resting on the counter. Tiny movements become meaningful because nothing else is happening. Hopper himself was known as a quiet, reserved man. He avoided crowds. He preferred solitude. He often spent hours simply observing the world around him, watching light move across buildings, watching people sit alone in cafes. He once said that what interested him most was not action, but the moments in between. The pauses, the stillness, the spaces where nothing obvious happens. It is exactly those moments that he painted. And perhaps that is why his work feels so honest, because it reflects something many of us experience, but rarely talk about. Nighthawks was painted in 1942, a tense year, just after the attack on Pearl Harbor. America had entered World War II. Cities felt uncertain. Blackouts were common. People feared what might come next. Although Hopper never painted war scenes directly, the mood of the time seems to seep into this image. The empty streets, the waiting, the watchfulness. It feels like a city holding its breath, as if something could happen at any moment, but never does. And maybe, as we stand outside that glowing diner, watching four strangers sit in silence, we realize something unexpected. We're not just observing them, we are recognizing ourselves. Thank you for watching.